It was one of those days that fall in early fall, warm but not too warm, bright but at the same time not jarring to the eye. There was a freshness in the air, cobwebs and leaves flying, so it should have felt like fall. Alas, something elusive just didn't fit the usual pattern. Nothing else felt like it did in the current times. The fucking COVID was still roaming the streets and I was packing for a walk. I had my mask and some hand sanitizer with me. A man can't be too careful going outside. It was midday and this man needed something to lift his spirits. Leaving the house, I walked into an establishment in the neighborhood. Inside, vaguely familiar faces propped their backs against the walls, and we nodded to each other. Such are our greetings now, in these amazingly ridiculous and strange COVID times. The girl behind the counter was cheerful, too cheerful for a day like this. I ordered the usual, Chipotle chicken one with a side of oatmeal. I wasn't in the mood for surprises today. I've had too many lately, and not all of them have been pleasant. As I was paying the bill, I noticed a piece of paper taped a little crookedly to the bar. The writing on it read, "Asmal Detective Agency will take your case for only $3. I guess it was a local firm and they were cheap, and I like cheap, so I called and made an appointment. There was a palpable impatience in their voice, and it made me a little nervous. When I got to the office, its door was open. I didn't know if that was a good sign. When I walked in, they were already waiting for me. Their office was cozy, not too spacious. It was actually their parents' living room. The table they were sitting at was laid out and neatly cleaned, maybe even too neatly. They must have really needed my business. They sat next to each other with their hands on the table where I could see them. That was a good sign, and I could fear no unpleasant surprises. The detectives looked young, too young, maybe 10 years old each, with a rich 4 years of experience in the business. They met me with tense looks and spoke to me in short, monotone phrases. "Mr. Words?" "That's right, just Words." "Nice to meet you, Mr. Words. What can we do for you?" "This is my dog." "Your dog?" "Yeah, I think he's cheating on me." "Cheating? Like when you play poker?" "No, cheating means she's cheating. I think she's being fondled by someone else." "Uh-huh, I see. What do you want us to do about it?" "I want you to follow her, see where she goes and what she does. Hopefully we'll see who's petting her and when." "And then what?" "Just tell me what you find out. I'll take it from there." They looked at each other awkwardly. We don't want to break any laws, Mr. Wards. If you're planning some kind of revenge, we're not going to be a part of it." "Well, I've had that attitude before. I'd pay them handsomely for information, but they'd wash their hands of it if things went wrong. Typical crooks." I noticed a sticky rubber band on the soles of their shoes. It looked like double bubble 2 gum, and their dangling feet didn't reach the ground. Bad taste. But I liked it for some reason. "There's no revenge, I just want information," I assured them. They exchanged meaningful looks of understanding. I guess they thought I was a good person to do business with. "Do you have a recent picture of her?" "Even better than a photo. She's waiting outside." "We understand. Could you bring her in here, please?" Without turning around, I called out loudly, "Penny, come here." I heard a tisk, 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 tisk as she hurried into the room. My doll knew how to impress with her appearance. They clearly liked what they saw, and for a moment there was something on their faces that worried me. "What can you do? Penny always has that effect." "She's a real hottie." The detectives at the table looked at each other again and nodded. "Come here, Penny. Come here, girl. Good girl." They began to call her in unison. She walked away from me in a flash without even looking in my direction. No hesitation. My beautiful girl knew what she wanted, and now she wanted them. Penny jogged around the table and, head up, nestled between their chairs as if she belonged there. Maybe she did. Ladies, they're such a fickle lot. And these private investigators call themselves professionals. They're just as spoiled as everyone else before them. The couple started stroking Penny, my Penny, with their 4 hands like they owned her. They giggled like schoolgirls. Well, They probably were schoolgirls. Penny responded animatedly to the caresses and began petting and licking their hands herself. She whimpered merrily and couldn't seem to get enough of the way they were pleasuring her. "What a bitch, huh?" She ducked her face and licked their exposed knees. She was betraying me before my very eyes. A man should never have to look at such things. I knew now that everything I suspected was true. Penny was a born flirt, and she couldn't be trusted. These two men wanted her, and she was ready to get intimate with them. Looks like I got the answer to the questions I came to this agency with. Finally, the detectives pulled themselves together and turned to face me. "We think we have the information you were asking for." What a typical scam. They seduced my sweet Penny in front of me, and they're still going to charge me for information I didn't even know I had. "That'll be $3, Mr. Words," the chewy detective said sternly. "Here's $6. I need to know if she climbs on the furniture when I'm not around."